Hi guys, it's me again. Welcome to my channel, Coaching with P. And as you know, this is a beautiful channel. And I've been with you guys for a while, talking about mental wellness, femininity, and really some stuff that you guys have said to me, Miss P, we want to hear about these things. So in this episode, I've brought an amazing person that does amazing work. I just don't want to spill the beans of who he is and what he does because I want him to introduce himself to you guys. But before we go into that, I'm going to say to you guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so that you guys can get this content, And thank you to everybody that's been talking to me, that's been telling me that they really love this content that I'm doing. And, really saying that, we want to hear more. We want to hear more of the stuff that you want to talk to us about. And also seeing some of the guests that you believe can actually help us, from a mental health and a mental wellness perspective, but also life in general, so we can socialize and talk about some amazing content that affect you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce today's guest. You guys might have seen me post some stuff that I do, different talks that I actually have, and I engage with this particular individual or particular person because I believe in the wake of, awakening and, this universal vibration and us understanding our conscious and subconscious mind. There's different techniques that one can actually use in order for them to be able to, vibrate at a different level, but also heal some of the, mental wellness or mental ill aspects that we look into, But as you know, I'm just going to put a disclaimer here and say to you guys, I'm not a psychologist. I'm a mental wellness coach. I do wellness work that actually assists and help people to understand themselves better. But if there's a need at any point that we have a medical diagnosis like that, then I can always refer to a psychologist or a specialist that deals with mental health. But without further ado, let me welcome my guest. I'm going to let him introduce himself into the show. He does amazing modality of work and technique in actually helping individuals gain consciousness and help themselves to understand themselves a little bit better, because that's exactly what we do in the show. But more than that, he does work with the chakras. If you're a chakra person, you'll definitely love this topic for today. He does work in actually helping you vibrate at high consciousness and high vibrational energy. Those who know me know that I always talk about high vibration. I talk about the universe, and I talk about, some of the things that make us vibrate at a low vibration. So today's episode is going to actually help you understand how you can help yourself, especially in the season, to vibrate at a high vibrational frequency, but also at the same time, just realign yourself a little bit more and also help with other ailments that may be affecting your wellness and your body at this point in time. But without further ado, I'm going to welcome Jason, who is a sound therapist. And he's been doing this work for a very long time. And you guys will actually get to understand why he does the work that he does, how he started, and how it can actually benefit you. Jason, welcome. Well, as I said, Jason Katz, welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel. It's been so long. And I'm so glad that you finally said yes to actually doing this interview. I know you've been asking me for a while around when are we doing the work again together, but I'm really appreciative that you actually came to the channel today, and you're here to share in more of what you do. Thank you. So tell me a little bit about yourself and, the kind of work that you do.
Okay, I utilize Himalayan singing bowls. Mm-hmm. The singing bowls themselves resonate and vibrate at certain frequencies. Each bowl is made from 7 different metals corresponding to the 7 chakras and 7 planets. Sun being gold, moon being silver, mercury, copper, zinc, tin, and iron. Sure. In various quantities in each bowl. Now this is quite an amazing medium to work with in terms of it stops the brain from ticking over. And you start listening not just through your ears, through your heart,
Sure.
and your biggest sensory organ being your skin, because they are vibrational. In a group setup, and I've utilized it for treating people in groups of rehab centers, yoga classes, breathwork sessions, etc. All different mediums that I've combined it with. And what it does do is it entrains the brain to start listening to sound, which is pure. Not the sharp sounds that you hear like a car hooter or a jingle on the radio. It's a pure sound. And the resonance stops one and allows one to go within, as opposed to within the brain, within the heart.
What do you mean when you say within? And I'd like to actually, I don't know if I can actually just showcase one of the ones that you have here, right? So when you say one needs to go within, this looks like a bowl to me.
They're more than bowls to me. They're more like sentient beings. They've got a voice. And this voice talks to people. And I've used it to aid people with anxiety, with sleep disorders, with tension, insomnia, all different things like that. And there's a big difference between a group setup and an individual treatment that I offer. In the group setup, I'm usually at the side or in the center of a room and people are lying around me. Whereas when I offer individual ones, either going to people's homes or otherwise if you come to my studio, I've got specially set up for it. I've got a bed with a shelf underneath where I put bowls underneath you, behind you, on you, and I play above you, giving you a three-dimensional effect of sound. And I can hear, because there are great diagnostic tools, in that I can hear by the pitch of the bowl where there's a blockage and assist the client in unblockaging.
So you literally use this bowl to unblock certain things in a person. What are some of these things that you will pick up?
It varies. It varies. Some people tell me they see color. Now, color is vibration. It makes perfect sense because these are vibrational. And the weird thing about the bowls is they have, what I love about the Himalayan bowls as opposed to the crystal bowls is they hold up to 3 different notes. And when you play 2 bowls simultaneously, they resonate with one another and you can hear a 3rd note coming up. Now, the vibrational effect of the bowls are quite amazing in that even after you audibly cannot hear the bowl singing, you can still feel that vibration. So a bowl placed on you gives you like an internal massage at the same time as eliciting the brain to stop the tick, 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 and you start hearing through the heart.
Sure, that's so powerful. So are you saying that if you had to hit this on me right now, I would feel the vibration in my body, and it will help my brain to almost slow down?
It almost entrains the brain to stop that roller coaster ride, and you start focusing on the now, because sound only exists in the present moment, not in the past and not in the future, in the now.
And the long-term effects of it, what is the long-term effect then?
The long-term effect is to actually help people come to terms with themselves.
What do you mean come to terms with those? I find this so fascinating. And as a lot of people know that I do a lot of work around mental health and mental wellness, and I speak on mental health and mental wellness. So if you're saying come to terms, we have talk therapy and now we're talking about sound therapy. And we are saying that this is another methodology or mechanic.
Okay. Edgar Cayce at the turn of the last century, in fact, made a statement and said, sound therapy will be the therapy of the future, the medicine of the future. And the future is now.
So is that why when people are feeling sad or not okay, they listen to music?
Exactly.
Okay. So this is
Sound
another
can
methodology.
Amazing things in people. It can elicit a memory from years ago. Because it does something to the human being as such. And one of the first things that wakes one into consciousness before we even born is that of sound. the one common thing that every living person has on this planet is that of, we've all heard our mother's heartbeat.
I like that.
And that is the first thing that starts waking you into a consciousness before you're even born. So as traumatic as childbirth would be for a baby, once the child comes out, it immediately goes onto the mother's breast. And what does it hear?
The heartbeats.
Sure, that's so powerful. Sure. And it calms them down. And this is a technique that actually is to help you then calm down and align with yourself, right?
If you allow it. I mean, it's the whole thing of, are you prepared to let go and open yourself to it? The more you open yourself to it, the more you benefit from it.
So I see, I mean, there's different sizes. So this looks like one of the big sizes, but you also have different sizes here as well. If we can just like pull one, you know, why do you have various sizes? And you also have various sizes in your actual tool that you use them. Why is that?
Each one elicits a different sound from the bowl, depending on what you want. Now, I was trained in the traditional Buddhist way of setting up and doing a sound journey. And when my teacher said to me, I'm now pulling out, you're doing these on your own, and I said, what? She said, no, I've taught you well, you know your bowls. She said, how are you going to structure it? And I said to her, I'm going to structure it according to intuition. Because I can feel vibration, I can feel vibration coming from people.
Sure.
And I can interpret that through the bowls and play it back to them.
That sounds...
You know, it sounds like some methodology or, you know, magical thing that's happening. I don't. So explain that again. When you say feel vibration on other people, like what does that mean?
I sense vibrations coming off people, and I can sense people's anxiety levels, let's say, for example. And each group is different. And every sound journey that I do is different because I'm responding to what I'm picking up. And if you were to have a personal sound journey with me today and then come tomorrow, you'd experience a different sound journey because you are never the same person.
So tell me about these vibrations, because I mean, you know, we all talk about high vibration, low vibration. I mean, I talk about it as well. But what exactly do you feel in this vibration? Like, are you hearing thoughts? Are you hearing, is it energy? What is vibration in this instance?
It's an energy.
Okay.
It's an energy. It's either heavy or light. Yes.
And do you then see the colors? Because you spoke about different colors.
Don't have that benefit, but I know a lot of people that do. And I've also had amazing feedback from people that have told me it elicits memories from their childhood that they have not thought of for years. Now, I believe that is stored in a cellular level.
Yes, yes.
And that's what it boils down to. I, in fact, tell people when I do a sound journey, listen, include all the sounds from the outside that you're hearing as well as what you're hearing from the inside while I'm playing. And people tell me that they've experienced stuff that they haven't thought of for years, which has been stored deep down in the cellular level. Now the water in the cell has been turned, releasing that memory. And I will do a demonstration just now as well to show you what water looks like in a bowl, which is quite fascinating, what it actually does.
So what I'm hearing you say is that, you know, sound therapy and using the actual bowls help at a nervous system level, right? When we talk about cellular level. So it almost like shifts you in, you know, either firstly remembering your past and then looking at how one deals with it. Would you then recommend that once one's gone through like a sound therapy, that they then also do like, you know, a talk therapy as well? Because I feel like it's almost
absolutely. I mean, especially
thing.
in the rehab setup. For example, I had one client that came up to me afterwards and he was crying, and I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "I'm just so angry. This has just brought up my childhood memories of abuse and why I turned to drugs in the first place."
Sure.
And I said to him, "Well, that's the gift. Now talk to your therapist about what's come up for you. And I saw him 2 weeks later and he was smiling. And I said, what shifted? And he said, I don't have that anger anymore. I bottled it so deep. And your sound journey released that. And I now know how to deal with that because I spoke to my therapist about it.
And that's the thing about trauma, is that so many people actually bury it far, you know, and it's only when something happens they get triggered, you know, and then that's when sometimes they don't know what it is. You just got triggered, but you're not sure, right? So in this instance, are you then saying, is that a safe space though then to do it in? Because if I'm listening to the sound bowls and then now I'm triggered, I'm angry, you know, how do you then deal with my anger at that point in time? Because
I talked to
you
you
don't know
about
what's
what's
gonna
come up
happen.
for you. I'm not a qualified therapist as well myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't claim to be. But part of what I do is a lot of counseling. It's the nature of what I do in my sound journeys. So, for example, if somebody comes for a personal sound journey, the sound journey is an hour, but I usually give an hour and a half for that debrief afterwards. What's come up from you and where I can advise you to go and speak to this person or that person or do this or that or whatever it is.
so for me, it sounds very magical. You know, you talk about vibrations and we talk about the universe because that's how you and I speak. And then you also talk about colors and like what people see, you know, and some people see etherical stuff, you know.
How do you-
Absolutely. Some people tell me they go beyond the universe
Sure.
into a different realm. Some people have told me they've communicated with ancestors that have passed over. It opens you much further than what you normally are allowing yourself to be open to. And part of our brain, the function of our brain is to filter out so much stuff, and there is so much stuff that we're exposed to on a daily basis that we're not even aware of.
So when you say, you know, because you have a deep understanding around what it does, you know, you spoke about the chakras, right? And you spoke about the universe. Can you tell me a little bit more about the chakra and how it actually aligns? One, and you spoke about the universe, you spoke about the different planets, you know, and I think some of the people listening in on the channel will really love that because I dabble into that. I speak about that with some of my friends and everything. So I think it's such an interesting concept that you speak to when you're talking about these bowls. What is that?
The bowls themselves respond to a number of factors. Firstly, the ambient temperature of the space, the energy of the group or the person that I'm working on, as well as the intent behind what I'm playing. And yes, there is alignment and sounds that correspond planetary as well as chakrally, if that is a word.
I love it. So are you saying that when one's chakras are blocked,
you're able to,
I can hear by the pitch of the bowl that it's not sounding properly. And I can assist you by putting another bowl on you, playing that. And if that sounds correct, and I've played it enough time, I put the original bowl back and listen, is it now playing correct? And then I play up the chakras and down the chakras, left, right, and make sure that you're balanced so that when you get up off that table, you are feeling more aligned within yourself.
And I think it's quite important for people to understand why that alignment is you know, you need that alignment. Can you tell me why you think and believe that, you know, alignment is key, especially using sound therapy?
It's an ancient knowledge that's coming to the light now. This is something that goes back thousands of years. The knowledge that is slowly coming to the fore now with archaeology the way it's going, with research the way it's going, and things like that. Now, my research on the bowls were originally called Tibetan bowls. And that was because the West got to hear of it when the Dalai Lama fled Tibet, when China invaded in the 60s and fled to India. They brought with these bowls. And they were thought to be begging bowls. They were thought to be food bowls. And only recently, with discoveries and investigation, have they found out that they actually were medicinal. Medicinal from a mental kind of effect.
Sure, that is so powerful. And would you say that, from anyone that's, struggling, especially during this time, it would be worthwhile for them to, have an experience of a sound journey?
Absolutely. Everyone responds differently. And everybody responds differently at different times, as well as I say, no sound journeys. My sound journeys are not structured anymore. It's not done specifically the Buddhist way. It's in response to what I'm feeling your energy is like.
So how's my energy today?
It's vibrating high.
So which bowl would you use for me? If you had to say to me, pick a bowl or give me a bowl, which one?
That one.
This one. Oh, is it because my energy's this big? This one. Okay.
Sure. I love it because it's got this long effect. You hit it once, but I can still feel the sound.
The resonance goes on for a long time.
Sure.
And they feed each other as well. For example, this is an F, and that's an F sharp.
Pick it up?
No, okay, you can.
Okay.
But hold it on the flat part of your hand.
Oh, okay,
Don't
like
put your
this.
fingers around.
Okay.
Now, you'll hear a third note come up from the two. And they start resonating.
Yeah, it hits here zzz, and then it's going here and there, but there's like a zzz here, which sounds very nice, and I can feel it like literally. But even before picking it up, I could still feel it like vibrating.
That's
internally.
because it responds on a cellular level inside you.
So, I mean, I know maybe there's no scientific proof.
There is scientific proof.
Oh, okay.
There's more and more investigations going on with the effects and how these things can actually help people and relax people. The one thing that I read about, I think it's in Belgium, open heart surgery. They have somebody playing a bowl inside the surgical unit to relax the doctor and the patient.
That's so powerful. I mean, even I'm surprised. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think? Sure.
I've also, the research and the stuff that I've done, I've found out that they say that women that are pregnant, if they attend a sound journey and get a recording, if they do it regularly during their pregnancy, and when the kid is born and is teething or colicky or whatever, and they play back that soundtrack, it calms them.
Sure. Sounds so powerful. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, sound, water, air, those are...
Water. Bodies are 70 to 80% water. So water and vibration go very well. That's how whales communicate miles from each other in the ocean by emitting sound frequencies through water. It almost amplifies the sound. Now, there was a Japanese professor called Masaru Emoto that studied water. And he produced lots of books and evidence of what he picked up. And his conclusion was water is in fact programmable.
Water is?
Programmable.
Sure. Okay.
So it is key and important what we say to one another. You can elevate somebody or you can really destroy them by what you're saying verbally, which is vibrations coming out.
So are you saying we can program water?
You can absolutely. In fact, that was his studies. He put 2 glasses of water at the front of his lecture hall. One said, I love you, and one said, I hate you. And he told his students, when you come, read the note that's written on the glass, but you have to look through the water to read the note. He then took that water after a week, froze it, spliced it thin, and put it under a microscope. And the results he published. I love you was a beautiful shaped crystal. I hate you didn't form a crystal.
Yeah.
It was blowing apart.
Sure. Guys, I don't know about you, but this is really powerful. And I think, Jason, it's so beautiful to actually hear you tell us about these bowls and some of the knowledge that you have, because it sounds like ancient wisdom that actually helps with the mind and the brain. But not only that, the nervous system. I love when you talk about how it helps at cellular level, because it seems, nowadays there's so many things and we're all looking after our well-being and our health. And I think it's very important for us to understand, what are some of the things that we can actually do on our own to assist us with whatever ailments or, ill health that we might have. There's so much being done on cancer at the moment and other ailments,
They say that people suffering from cancer that are going through chemo. This is brilliant stuff.
Sure.
Help settle the gut and the nausea and all of that kind of stuff as well.
And any studies done on how it actually assists from a healing perspective? Because you spoke about it settling the gut, and I'm sure it calms one down because one would be anxious, right? But from a healing
It's
perspective,
down to the water level, and we are, as I said, 70 to 80% water. And if water is programmable and you can change it with frequency, which you can, that's what these do.
Yeah.
sure, guys, we are water. But in what I'm trying to say is that frequency is such an important thing. That's why the spaces you put yourselves in, the energy that's around you is always so crucial and so important. And it also is important at how you also influence that energy, and I think doing something like this with Jason, or having this conversation with Jason, just shows and heightens even more what energy is about, and what vibrations can actually do. I think it's fascinating that you can actually read people's vibrations and be able to influence and
After
change.
working with this medium for so many years, I'm super sensitive to vibration, yes.
Sure.
And when we talk about you being super sensitive, we can talk for hours around this, because I've got so many questions, and I'm sure you guys actually do. So if you do have any questions for Jason, please do share something in the comments, and we'll definitely be able to link you up for us to have a conversation with him even more. And he'll be a regular on the show. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you guys want to know about, and you've probably seen these bowls somewhere, on social media or other spaces that you might have been, but you didn't know the information that we are unpacking today, especially from a vibrational perspective, right? So are you saying, Jason, if I'm feeling sad and I'm feeling low and I've got low vibration, and I'm feeling like my world is, tumbling, if I bought this bowl for myself, I'd be able to influence how then it resonates and picks me up?
Absolutely. And I often say this to people. You can, like you walk into a crystal shop, you can buy a crystal as a gift for somebody. It's beautiful to look at. But if that person goes into the crystal shop, they will pick up what speaks to them, that resonates with them. The same with the bowl. You've got to hear the sound and how it resonates with you at that time.
And do you know which part of the brain it actually affects?
It depends on the frequency and the sound. Different sounds and different frequencies will affect different parts of the brain and stimulate different parts of the brain. But I'm saying get out of the head space, get to the heart space, open that up.
And you are able to see your life change. And how many sessions would one have to have in order for them to start seeing a shift or a difference?
On a personal level, I usually recommend 3.
And
sometimes more, sometimes maybe 1. But I would say to reinforce what's come through and keep that frequency. Yeah, that 3 would probably be the beneficial.
Okay. So 3 sessions will at least you'll start seeing a shift, and you'll also be able to tell different things that you might pick up. It might be etherical, you might feel the magic in your bones, you might see color, you see different things. You might talk to ancestor. What if you don't believe in ancestors?
You might be in for surprise.
But the essential thing is that you'll pick something up which will affect you in a positive way more than anything. Is it you that actually sets the intention? Because sometimes if your intention is not good, then
huge amount of effect of the person that does the sound journey, the intention that they set behind what they're doing.
Sure.
Absolutely.
That's a bit scary then, because if that person's intention is not good, then what does it mean?
Exactly.
Mm.
Yes.
Sure. But I think because you've been doing this for how many years now?
Over 20 years.
Yeah. So you well
Skilled and well trained. So you're able to say, if you're not feeling good, you're not doing one, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because the intention is so important.
Absolutely.
And you've healed so many people with this work.
So I think, Jason, thank you so much. I really, really love this conversation. And I think I'd love for us to actually see you in action. You doing
look forward
the
to doing
actual
that.
the actual sound journey. And also showing us the demonstration of how water is actually, from a vibrational perspective, how it affects water. And maybe that actually means that going forward for us as people, will actually be more aware of how we engage with ourselves and how we talk to ourselves, because to your point earlier, the intention you set and you say to water will actually affect how it actually forms at the end. So we are water, not because we are water, but because, it means that what you say and what you do will affect the outcome of the things that happen in your life.
And water is an amazing substance that we take for granted. The same water that we drink today is the same water that a dinosaur drank 12 million years ago.
Sure.
It's the same water.
So the things that have been said to water apply to us.
It just gets replenished and recycled by Gaia, Mother Earth.
Sure.
I think that's such a powerful thought even. And maybe I'll also do another video for my audience with regards to exactly what you're talking about, how water affects us and how we can then affect certain things that we do and say using water.
Well, yeah, and water being programmable, apparently in the Far East, in Japan, doctors will write out a script, put a glass of water on top of the script, and give you the water to drink.
And the water, you don't need the script per se. Wow. Sure. But it's one of the 4 elements of life, right? It's fire, air, water, and wind. So it's the 4 elements: fire, air, water, and wind. And today we're talking about water. Would be interesting to talk about the rest as well. So thank you so much, Jason. Let's see you in action. And we're just going to be here, guys. I'm having a great day because I'm about to go through a sound bath. That's what we call. Why do we call them sound baths?
Either a sound journey or a sound bath, depends on where you are on the planet.
Okay, so you can call it a sound journey, you can call it a sound bath, but either way, you will actually see good things come about from these sessions. If you have 3 sessions or more, you can actually start seeing a shift. And like I would say, as a mental wellness coach, I do encourage you to actually use this methodology with other methodologies of helping you from a wellness perspective, not just the sound therapy on its own. There's other things. There's color therapy, and there's also talk therapy that one can actually engage in. But as we sit with each other and unpack, you guys will actually learn more techniques and ways in which you can actually help yourself from a mental wellness and mental health perspective. And that was so powerful. I was sitting on the side and letting you do your thing here, and so much sense of peace, and that's I could just feel the vibration all over my body.
Wow, that's great. So what came up for you? What did you experience? Did you?
I think what came up for me, the experience, and I always love these because I've done one with you before. What really came out was just that I could just feel my heart resting. It almost changed the atmosphere as well, and there was just like different energy and air. And yeah, it was just beautiful. And at some point, I think I saw a little bit of a white light, but I don't know. I think. Yeah.
If you saw a white light, that's the purity of that white.
Sure.
Flashing through you.
And it's not because in my subconscious or in my brain there's thoughts about the session already, or
basically, I get back to it. What you stop thinking through your brain and experiencing through your heart.
Yeah.
Sure. And I must say, my heart feels at rest. I'm so happy, like I'm bountiful with like good vibration and good emotion, and I hope that a lot of people actually also experience this, and they get a chance. And if you're someone that's listening in and you're watching this and you're saying, oh my gosh, I'd love to experience this, well, you can reach out to me. I've got Jason right here, and we can definitely give you more detail on how you can actually get to experience sound journeys with us. I will be hosting a sound journey events. I'll keep you guys posted on all the details on how you can actually come and experience, an array of wellness in the space. We'll have Jason in there, and we'll have other guests that might actually just help to enlighten you further. And you can basically understand how the universe speaks to us from a vibrational perspective, but also how you can also align with yourself, so you can bring some wellness and goodness to your soul and to yourself, and have that inner peace which we're all looking for, come to you. But you also have to do the work for you to be able to find that for yourself. So with that said, a little bit of wellness is always good for the soul. A little bit of Jason has really done well for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys... Yeah, Jason, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And with that said, guys, don't forget to like, share, tell a friend about us and subscribe. You know, there's going to be more content, there's going to be more work where we talk about wellness and well-being and some of the things that are out there that you guys can do for yourself to just care a little bit more of yourself and preserve yourself in this lifetime, and have some wellness and understand more of the universal decodes that I speak about on TikTok and I share in with a lot of people that I've had an experience with. So with that said, guys, more content coming up. Love and lights. Look after yourself.
Can I say something?
Yes, Jason.
If you want to find out more details about what I do, please contact Miss P.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to become part of my Sound Journey group, contact Miss P and you'll get in touch with me. Send me a WhatsApp.
Yeah, we'll definitely send you details as you contact us, and you'll get to reach out to Jason, and also I'll share in some of his details with you guys as well. With that said, guys, love and light, a whole lot of light, because I saw the light literally, and I hope you guys also get to see it sometime soon. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Until next week, when I share in on another good episode with an amazing lady.